Oh, there's so much happening, I can tell you, in academic laboratories, also in industry laboratories. There's interesting research, for instance, in the insulin domain. Many times we forget that this old lady, more than 100 years now, is still very young. We are seeing research on different pharmacokinetics of insulin. So we see development of what we call pumpsulins. So insulins that will be more suited for use in the hybrid closed loop systems with a more rapid onset and a more short duration of action. We see very exciting development in the development of insulins that are glucose sensitive. So that will start to act more if glucose goes up and act less when glucose goes down, so less hypoglycemia. We start to see development in heat-stable insulins, which is very important for many areas in the world where keeping your insulin cool and having a stable electricity supply is not so evident. So insulin as drug development is not dead yet. But as I said before, a lot of research, enormous amount of research is happening in this broader incretin domain with the new peptides being developed, but also the small molecules. Keep an eye out there. That will be very interesting. Of course, a lot of research is also ongoing on trying to protect the organs in people with diabetes directly. We know the kidney, we know SGLT2. We also see now the mineralocorticoid receptor antagonist, the Finerenone, now being tested, by the way, in people with type 1 diabetes. So hopefully next year we will see results of Finerenone in type 1 diabetes, directly protecting the kidney. Drugs protecting the heart. Quite some research on agents protecting the liver, the whole domain of fatty liver steatosis, liver hepatitis. So also research there happening. And then very interesting research on brain, the effect of the incretins and the whole, the whole domain on the development of addiction, for instance, or on the development of Alzheimer. Very interesting research ongoing there too. And then more basic research, more early research is, for instance, studying medications that could make muscle grow so that insulin sensitivity would improve. As I say, such an interesting time to be active in diabetes because a lot of development ongoing. A lot of research in this domain, especially of interest for people with type 1 diabetes. Also, I should mention an explosion in this domain of technology, with artificial intelligence coming to the forefront, artificial intelligence assisting people in apps, for instance, but also the hybrid closed loop system evolving to a real closed loop. Especially of interest for people with type 1 diabetes. And then finally, if I may, I do think we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to prevention and cure of type 1 diabetes, because now we have more and more agents that can arrest the progression of beta cell killing in type 1 diabetes. And also, the islet transplant domain is alive again. We can now make islets from stem cells. And at ESD, again, there will be the presentation by Vertex of their results under immune suppression with their islets. But these islets are very nicely functioning. So if we can manage to encapsulate them, if we can manage to find good immune modulators, we are on our way to cure type 1 diabetes.